Hi, welcome to Studio Viv. I'm Viv, and just a little while back, the GoPro Hero 11 was released. So today, I'm going to talk about its biggest differences from its predecessor, the Hero 10, some pros, cons, who will get the most use out of it, and if it's ultimately worth the money. Also, if you decide you're interested in either of these GoPros, don't forget to use the link in the description. So, first things first, the price. The GoPro Hero 11 on its own, with no bells or whistles, is $500, whereas because it's now a year old, the Hero 10 is a whole $50 cheaper at $450, which when buying equipment can be a pretty big difference. But to really determine if the price difference is really worth it, let's get into the biggest differences between the two. The first and probably biggest difference between the two of these is the sensor size. The Hero 10 has a 1x2.3 inch sensor, which is great already, especially for the size of the GoPro itself. But the Hero 11 has a new sensor that's 1x1.9 inches, which allows for its new 8x7 aspect ratio, along with the already existing 16x9 and 4x3 aspect ratios. So you're probably saying, great, but what does all of this mean? Well, this means you can get more out of every single video you shoot. Because of how wide this aspect ratio is, it can either be cropped to be horizontal or vertical. And with YouTube Shorts exponentially gaining popularity, this new feature is super useful. And along with the 8x7 aspect ratio, as opposed to the Hero 10 Superview, we now have Hyperview, which, just based on the name, you know is some serious stuff. I can't not say Hyperview, like Hyperview, like you gotta say it with intensity. Anyway, Hyperview takes the 8x7 and compresses it into 16x9, creating the widest angle on a GoPro yet, which, as cool as Hyperview sounds, it's probably not super practical for anything other than action shots. Still super cool though. The next big change is the internal stability. The Hero 10 has Hypersmooth 4.0, which includes 3 settings: standard, high, and boost, whereas the 11 has Hypersmooth 5.0 and now has Auto Boost, which only applies Hypersmooth when it detects shaking, which is super useful when you either aren't sure if you should turn Hypersmooth on or off, or if you don't want to just have to turn it off and turn it on and turn it off again, so it becomes less of a pain. Another difference between the Hero 11 and Hero 10 is that the Hero 11 now has 10-bit color video, which to a lot of people doesn't mean anything and won't affect their shooting. But if you do any sort of heavy color grading, you know how big the difference between even 8 and 10-bit is. This will be incredibly beneficial to anyone who does a lot of color grading, because you could totally have some super awesome video that you really love, and then you go home to edit it and do some super awesome cinematic color grading, and then it starts pixelating, and then the quality gets painful to look at. So if you really enjoy color grading your videos a lot, the Hero 11 might be a better choice for you. And if you've used the GoPro before, you may have noticed the standard battery it comes with does not last very long. And when I was shooting with my Hero 10 with the regular batteries it came with, every so often it would go, "It's too hot and now I shall die." So then, because it felt like it was dying every 20 minutes, I bought a couple GoPro Enduro batteries, which last way longer and handle different temperatures much better. And I kept thinking to myself, why does it not just come with this battery? Well, not anymore. The Hero 11 comes with the Enduro battery right out of the box, which is nice, especially considering how much the 11 costs on its own. So, good move on GoPro's part. Good job, guys. The last new feature of the Hero 11 is Easy Mode. When you first take the GoPro out of the box, it will be set to Easy Mode, where you're basically limited to the options of video quality versus battery life. Of course, this can be switched off so you can get all of your usual controls like ISO and frame rate, but Easy Mode will be super helpful for more casual users who don't really mind if the GoPro handles all the specifics. And I'd also like to talk about how both of these GoPros handle low light situations. In any low light shooting I've done with the GoPro Hero 10, it doesn't do so great, and the Hero 11 only does a little bit better. I think if you're doing any nighttime shooting, either bring a small portable light with you or stick to your regular camera. So there are all the new features and biggest differences. So now we can properly determine if the upgrade is ultimately worth it. Well, unsurprisingly, that depends on what you're hoping to achieve with it. If you need or want the extra control and already love what the Hero 10 can do with either sports and action or vlog content, by all means upgrade to the Hero 11. But if you're just beginning with a GoPro and the new features aren't that big of a deal to you, don't spend the extra money and stick with the Hero 10. I personally haven't upgraded to the Hero 11 because I don't do a whole lot of GoPro shooting, but again, if you do any action or sports shooting, by all means, both of these are really great options. So I hope I was able to help you in your upgrade decision. If you like this video, you might like the rest of my videos, so don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and go make some awesome content.